Hello everyone. Welcome back to Old Charles today. We're diving deep into the world of Philippine coins and exploring one of the most iconic pieces from the early 90s, the Philippines 5 peso coin from 1993 ***. Is it just pocket change, or could it be worth much more to collectors today? Let's find out. To understand the value of the 1993 5 peso coin, we first need to look at its history. This coin was part of the improved Flora and Fauna series, which was introduced by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas, or BSP. In 1991, the 5 peso coin featured Emilio Aguinaldo, the first president of the Philippines, on its obverse side. This design highlighted the country's history and national heroes. On the reverse, the coin displays the BSP seal, representing the nation's financial strength. Made from a copper-nickel composition, the 1993 5 peso had a diameter of 27 millimeters and was larger than the modern 5 peso coins we see in circulation today. Back then, 5 pesos could buy you quite a bit more compared to today's prices, making it a useful everyday coin in the 90s. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the front, or the obverse, we see a portrait of Emilio Aguinaldo with the text Republica ng Pilipinas and the year 1993 at the bottom. On the reverse, the BSP logo is boldly displayed, with the denomination 5 peso. Its larger size and silver-like shine made it stand out in circulation. Collectors love this coin for its classic design and historical significance, especially because Aguinaldo only appeared on this particular series of coins. So, how much is the 1993 5 peso worth today? Well, its value depends greatly on its condition and circulated condition, meaning coins that have been used in everyday transactions and show scratches, fading, or where the coin is generally worth 5 to 20 Philippine pesos to collectors in uncirculated condition, or if you find one in brilliant mint state with no scratches, sharp details, and original shine, the value can jump to around 100 to 300 pesos, and sometimes even higher if graded by professional coin services. Rare error coins, such as those with misprints, off-center strikes, or unusual minting flaws, could be worth even several hundred pesos or more, depending on rarity. Collectors always pay attention to condition. If your 1993 5 peso has heavy scratches, discoloration, or faded designs, its value stays close to face value. But if it's shiny, detailed, and looks almost new, you may have a more valuable collectible in your hands. Also, complete sets of the improved Flora and Fauna series, which include the 5 peso coin, are highly sought after by serious collectors. That means your coin could play an important role in completing someone's collection. So there you have it. The Philippines 5 peso coin from 1993 may not make you instantly rich, but it's an important piece of Philippine history. In circulated condition, it's mostly worth face value, but in mint condition, collectors are willing to pay a good premium. Do you have this coin in your collection? If yes, check its condition carefully. Who knows, you might be holding on to a little treasure from the 90s. To understand the story behind the 1993 Philippines 5 peso coin, we need to go back in time and explore the country's coinage history during the late 20th century. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the Philippines was modernizing its economy and also reforming its currency. Before 1991, the coins in circulation were from the Flora and Fauna series, which featured native plants and animals on their designs. While beautiful, those coins did not highlight national heroes, which many Filipinos felt was important for remembering the country's history. In 1991, the Banco Central ng Pilipinas introduced a new coinage series called the Improved Flora and Fauna series ***. This was a redesign that still included plants and animals, but also placed a strong emphasis on honoring Filipino heroes. Among these coins was the new 5 peso coin, which for the very first time featured General Emilio Aguinaldo. Why Aguinaldo? Emilio Aguinaldo was the first president of the Philippines and the leader of the Philippine forces during the revolution against Spanish rule in the late 19th century. He played a crucial role in the declaration of Philippine independence on June 12, 1898, an event that remains central to the country's identity. By placing him on the 5 peso coin, the government wanted to remind citizens of the sacrifices made for freedom. The 1993 issue was part of the continued mintage of this series. It carried the portrait of Aguinaldo on the obverse, with the text Republica ng Pilipinas and the year. On the reverse side, Instead of flora or fauna, the new BSB seal was placed, symbolizing the country's financial authority and national stability. This coin was large and heavy compared to modern coins, made from copper nickel and measuring 27 millimeters in diameter. At the time, 5 pesos had significant buying power. You could purchase several jeepney rides, snacks, or a full meal with just one coin. That'd be why the late 1990s and early 2000s. However, inflation reduced its purchasing power, and the government later introduced smaller 5 peso coins, eventually moving to the new BSB coin series in 1995 and later the new generation currency coin series in 2018. That makes the 1993 5 peso coin a nostalgic piece of the past, representing not only the economic era of the early 90s but also the Philippines' pride in honoring Emilio Aguinaldo, the man who stood as a symbol of independence. When it comes to coin collecting, the most important factor that decides a coin's worth apart from rarity is always condition. The Philippines' 5 peso coin from 1993 is no exception. Let's break down how. Collectors and numismatists evaluate the condition of this coin. If your coin has been in regular use, it will likely show wear and tear. That means the portrait of Emilio Aguinaldo may look smooth, the text Republica ng Pilipinas might appear faded, and the BSB seal on the back may not be sharp anymore. Scratches, discoloration, and dents along the edges are common in circulated coins. In this condition, the 1993 5 peso usually holds just its face value, meaning it's worth around 5 to 15 pesos to collectors. It's still a nice piece of history, but because so many were minted, worn examples aren't considered rare. A step higher is when the coin is still circulated but shows moderate detail. You can clearly see Aguinaldo's face, the lettering is readable, and the BSB seal is visible with some details intact. The coin might have small scratches and minor fading, but overall it looks better than average. Coins in this condition are more appealing to collectors and may fetch around 20 to 50 pesos, especially if the surfaces are clean. Now, if your 1993 5 peso coin looks almost new, with very light signs of handling, sharp design details, and minimal scratches, then it is considered extremely fine. The shine might still be present, and the engravings remain crisp. In this condition, the coin can be worth 80 to 150 pesos, depending on demand. This is the collector's dream. An uncirculated 1993 5 peso coin is one that was never used in daily transactions. It has no scratches, no discoloration, and the design details are perfect. The shine of the metal remains intact, making it look like it just left the mint. Grading services like NGC or PCGS may even give it a high mint state rating, such as MS 63 or higher, which dramatically increases its value. In this condition, the coin could sell for 200 to 300 pesos or even more, especially among serious collectors of Philippine coinage. Another special category is error coins. These are coins that